Hello!
Hello.
Happy Tuesday!
Happy Tuesday
Happy Tuesday, last Tuesday of the March. Of the March.
of the whole end of the wave
Oh my god, it is the
season.
last Tuesday of the whole end of the wave season, which
And
is,
that's been going on forever. It's been like
I feel
since
like waves been
November.
happening since November. Oh, it has,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is kind of wavy of it.
Yeah.
We created a tsunami. Well, anyways, hello everyone. If you do not know who we are Fabulous Adventures Travel Company. I am Samantha from Fabulous Adventures Travel Company, and this is
Kelly from Fabulous Adventures.
woohoo, the
Woohoo.
Kelly, the famous Kellers Roma. Actually, you know what? I've yet to get you a shirt that says Kellers on it. I think
Oh
that's
my
coming.
gosh. Did you see my little bio in the not to go off topic, but
What?
our agency Facebook group? I put that,
No.
yeah, my
Oh,
name is
oh my
Kelly
gosh, I
Roma, but
can't.
I'm affectionately known as Kellers,
Kellers.
or sometimes Jelly when text
Jelly.
messages come in.
When the iPhone, who is so smart, knows what I'm about to write, and jelly is a word I use all the time. So yeah. Anyways, that is very true. Jelly and Kellers. Those are
Yes,
your.
it's fun when clients start calling me Kellers.
I do. I do. I enjoy that immensely. Anyway. Wow. All right. Well, that one, I told Kelly already it was going to be interesting because what did I say? 40-12?
Yeah, we're 12 minutes late.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Oh, goodness.
Sober Tuesday, by the way.
What is it? What did you say?
It's Sober Tuesday.
Sober Tuesday. Yeah,
Not
it is.
Tipsy Tuesday.
It is not Tipsy Tuesday. It is Sober Tuesday.
We don't need drinks to have fun.
No, we do not. It just adds to the fun, but we definitely don't need drinks to have fun. That is for sure. Oh my goodness. Anyways, what we're alluding to on this wave season is that the lovely, lovely, amazing bar tab promo is what, Kelly?
Going away. Bye-bye.
Going.
This is not a joke. It's not a let's catch you and then oops, we are just kidding. It's coming back. It's not.
It's not
They have
coming back.
told us it's done. Done.
It is done. So in my opinion, well, maybe I don't say my opinion. It's fine that I don't. It's probably better that I don't. But the bar tab is going away, which is really sad because it's pretty decent if you're doing a 7-nighter or longer. I mean, let's be honest, $50 for a 4-night cruise. It's still $50. You can get what? A couple drinks out of that.
Or
lots of beer and wine, definitely.
Yeah.
You're gonna beer and wine it up at like nobody's business on $50, but you're not gonna martini it up on anybody's business on $50. But you will feel something on $50. But it is $50 per cabin, so the bar tab is per cabin. So know that. So maybe not with 2 of you when you're, hey, martini. Yeah, about 4 martinis, right? I mean, a little over.
Yeah.
Ish. No. Oh, a little under, right? Well, it depends on how much the martinis are now. We say 11, 12. But anyways, so the bar tab is going away, which is so sad. It leaves on what day, Kellers?
The 27th. That's in 2 days.
Yeah, it takes a bow. Peace out.
Thursday.
See you later. And the only thing left is the amazing Sailor Loot that we give you here at Fabulous Adventures Travel. So if you're not booking with us, you should be. But we have to say goodbye to the bar tab. So it leaves on Thursday at midnight, right? Truly.
Yes.
So make sure that if you're not going to book with us, you book by Thursday at midnight in order to get your bar tab. And listen, free money is good. So, and it truly is free money. So the price, I mean, I don't know if the price is going to be exactly the same because, they tend to change things right after a promo, but they've been stopping that lately. So it's been kind of like midweek that they've been changing pricing. But where was I going with this? It's free money and it's better than no money. Better than no bar tab, right? $50 is better than nothing.
And we keep getting the question asked, is it the best time to book? Is it the best time to book? Yes. The farther out you book, the better savings you get, the better cabin choices you get. If you're looking for a specific cabin or a Rockstar cabin or an XL, because there's not a lot of those, it's always better to book ahead of time. We can always reprice your sailing if a new promo comes out. depending on whether or not you'll lose the bar tab. Because if we do reprice this sailing and there's no bar tab in the next promo, which we know there's not, you will lose it, whether the
Yeah.
price goes down or not. So it's always better to book ahead.
Yes. And we actually, when we reprice something, we'll send it to you and say, hey, this is what you're going to lose. This is what you're going to gain. Are you interested in doing it? So, yeah, but you can reprice. So don't stress about it. It's better to book ahead of time, get the room, the cabin that you want, and the bar tab. Right?
Yep.
Woohoo. Well, that was our PSA for the day on the bar tab. Don't forget about it. It's leaving. Bye. Going, gone. What else? We actually have some really great rates right now on specific sailings. Kelly, any chance you have that on you? The actual specific
I
sailings
have
that we
a spreadsheet in front of me.
Woohoo. I knew she would. See? Prepared.
Yes. So I think the best one we need to talk about is the Brilliant Lady Mermaiden that is out of Miami on October 17th. We have great rates on that sailing. So if you want to be one of the first on the Brilliant Lady, you won't be the first because it's not the actual Mermaiden, but one of them, it'll be only selling for, a month and a half.
Yeah.
So it's kind of still brand spanking new.
She'll still smell new.
Yes. So we do
She'll
have
that new smell
rates on that sailing, which are combinable with MNDD. So whether you have one or you need one, we can help out with that.
Yes.
Another sailing is the 7-night Western Caribbean from Miami to Bimini on November 1st. There is a Fire and Sunset on November 12th, Fire and Sunset on January 7th, which we will be on. I lost the spreadsheet. Hold on. January 17th, St. Kitts, Barbados, Martinique, and more, which sounds fabulous.
It does sound fabulous because I like all of those.
Yes. March 21st, St. Isles and Seas of the Caribbean, which we just finished last month, which was amazing.
I loved that sailing.
New York to Barcelona on April 25th, 2026. So that's a transatlantic. We have a Mediterranean sailing, the Amalfi Coast, Cannes, and Ibiza on May 25th.
The Amalfi Coast sounds amazing. I feel like I should live there.
I know. September 6th, 2026, Iceland, Greenland, Canada, and New York. That's a transatlantic or transatlantic? I don't know. What do you call that? From Iceland to New York.
It's kind of making its way. It's an actually cool sailing. I have to say, I think that sailing is phenomenal. If we were, and honestly, we still could. We're doing Iceland this year with a bunch of people leaving on July 27th, which you can still join us on. The price is actually phenomenal. So if you're looking to do something this summer, we have a great rate on that. And we actually have a bunch of people. So we're super excited about that one. And we're going to tear it up in Amsterdam. So if you want to tear it up with somebody in Amsterdam, come with us. Anyways, I love that sailing. It's September 6th, right? It's Greenland, Iceland,
Canada.
Oh, Canada. And back to what? New York City, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So I think that one's super, super cool. And honestly, I mean, oh no, we've got the girls' cruise, right? That next
I know, we can't do it.
Month. Yeah, we can't do it.
That's a long one too. Yeah. It's like 12, 14 nights, something like that.
Yeah, we're going to be all out of 12, 13 nights next year. We will have run out of nights, actually, because we're on Panama next year and Alaska and the girls. So we'll have run out of nights. So I don't know that we can add another one on there.
I don't think so. Maybe a couple of short fire.
Yeah, short ones. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's funny, but that one's phenomenal. And we actually have a really good price. I think I just priced it out for somebody. Don't quote me on this. Well, let me see.
Well, I just wrote it down because I just
did? Okay, go. Too. You go for it.
Oh no, that's not the right one. Hold on. I have a regular sea terrace for $52.24.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
And essential for $54.56, and that is not including Yep, that's not including MMVV. So if you
Yeah.
have an MMVV or you need one, you get $250 off of that, plus the $300 bar tab, plus the 250 loot. So it's a lot.
By Thursday.
Yeah.
It
So
is a lot. It's actually a good amount for that long of a sailing,
yeah.
honestly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So those are our exclusive deals. And that was it for that, right?
Yes,
Let's
we
go
do
on
have
to
other rates. If you're looking at a lock it in rate, we do have some other sailings that we could possibly save you some money on. But lock it in rates do come with some stipulations, so you have to be careful. Really, how far out you're booking is what I think. If you're booking something close in, I don't think it's as scary as if you book something for like next
I agree.
February.
I agree.
Yeah,
I totally
just
agree on that.
yeah, keep those in mind.
I totally agree. What was I totally forgot what we were talking about. Shoot. Oh gosh, what was it going to be?
Sorry,
That's okay.
jumped
You
on
want to
you.
lock it in. Oh, okay. So let's let's talk about bidding because that keeps coming up. I mean, the question keeps getting asked constantly. So I have a podcast called Talk Virgin to Me. If you don't watch it or you don't listen to it, that's totally fine. But go listen to it because you'll find some good tips on there. Honestly, it's called Talk Virgin to Me. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify, everywhere that you find podcasts. But I did a bidding podcast, and I try to add it on to every time I see someone asking about a bidding or about questions for bidding. But go and watch that because it actually answers almost everything that you guys are asking. But to go over it really quickly, one of the things that people ask is, first of all, how do you bid? There's a website, there's a link that you can, if you don't get it in email, usually Virgin sends an email and says, hey, do you want to level up? Is what they say. Isn't it level up? Don't they call it level up? I think it's something like that. They send you an email that says that, and then you click on it, and of course it comes to the website. Now, if you don't get the email and you're ready to bid right now anyways, and you can't find this email, it didn't come through, just do a Google search, Virgin Voyages, level up, bidding, whatever it is you want to type in, it will pop up. So, and then it'll bring you to the website. You put in your confirmation code, I think your last name, right? Confirmation code and last name. And then it pops up what you're eligible to bid. So, how do I explain this? If you're not a rock star, you can only bid on one mega rock star. If you are a rock star, you can bid on all of the other rock stars, whatever one that you're not in, basically. Say you're in a series of suite, you can bid on all of the rock stars plus mega. If you're in a brilliant suite, obviously you're going to bid on only mega because you're probably not going to go down in size unless you really wanted a cheeky corner. But I don't even know if they must offer it. They probably don't tailor it. I think they offer it. So anyways, Series of Suite, Rockstar lets you bid on all megas, including the massive, but Sea Terraces do not let you bid on, how do I explain this? Fab, Posh, and Massive. So you get one choice at a mega rockstar when you're a Sea Terrace. I know that's kind of weird, and the bidding starts at a specific rate. So I want to say that, like, I don't know if it changes. That's the one thing I have yet to kind of notice it. Kelly, do you see if it changes, like, based on what we pay for the cruise?
I don't know that I've really paid attention.
I don't think that it does. I think that it actually stays the same. So if you want to move to a Sea Terrace cabin and you're already in a Sea Terrace, or maybe you're in a Sea Terrace, you want to go to Central Sea Terrace, I think the highest bid is like 100 or 150. Am I right on that one? Yeah. So you could move to a Central Sea Terrace for 100, 150. So that would be, let's say you booked late and you'd want to do something like that if you booked late and you're way in the back of the bus and you want to get more towards the center and not be so far in the back or so far forward, basically, and you want to be more towards center. So you bid for 150. My guess is if there's Central Sea Terraces, you're getting it for 150. It's an amazing deal. Because usually it's about $200-300. It's about half price that you would get it for. It's about $200-300, depending on the sailing. That's between Sea Terrace and Central Sea Terrace. So you're getting it for about half price. If you want to move. Now, if you want to go to XL, I want to say that's a $250 start. somewhere in that range, but maybe it's 300. It could be that. But like I said, it changes and it starts at a bid and it goes all the way up to whatever the highest bid is or whatever they're asking for the highest thing for it. There's a ticker. What's this called? Not a ticker, but like a a gauge. It's a gauge that says how good you're doing. This is poor. This is fair. This is good. This is excellent. Meaning if you're over here, you're probably going to win if it's available. Here, you're probably also going to win. Here, you're a little iffy. Here, not happening. Now, I don't know if that's true. It just depends on how many rooms are available, who bid. Obviously, it's a game of sorts, and it's also, luck, I would assume, because if someone else bid and, you didn't, or someone else bid and you didn't, then they get it. If you bid and they didn't, that kind of thing. And of course, who bid higher. So it's a whole, it's a whole thing. But you can bid. Any category can bid, except for lock it in. You have to have your room. You have to have your cabin number in order to be able to bid. Now, I will tell you, I've also seen that it be a little funky, even if you have your cabin number. So you may run into trouble doing a lock it in and still getting to bid, because I have actually had trouble myself being able to do it. I think I did a lock it in Rockstar or something. I did something and it still wasn't letting me bid, even though I was assigned a cabin. So, and I also had clients that happened too. So just know that it's risky with lock it in. You may not always get to bid. Again, we're talking about Virgin. We're talking about their lovely technology. So sometimes it doesn't work. I shouldn't just say just Virgin. All cruise lines are the same, but sometimes it doesn't work. So what else, Kelly? What else can we throw in there on the bidding?
I've seen people ask, like, am I guaranteed a bid if I hit excellent and I gold max bid? Well, there's no guarantees because it's based on availability. So yeah, you could bid $5,000 on a Cirrus this week going from a Sea Terrace, and of course they want your money. Yeah. But if there's not a room to put you in, you're not going to win. So I think that, like, what am I trying to say? Most sailings right now are selling out. Yeah. Rockstar cabins are selling out from the get-go. Like all you see left is Sea Terraces. So like we mentioned earlier, if you really want a Rockstar, you need to book early. But you're never guaranteed a bid, even if you max out that bid, because there just might not be cabins available. Yeah. I agree with that. And you could change your bid. If you go, you can always change it. You could always take it away. Mm-hmm. You could modify it. You could delete it. But once they accept it, you are locked in. You can't change your mind. You can't. Once that money comes out of your account and they assign you a cabin, that's it. Yeah. So it is a little risky bidding on regular Sea Terraces if you're coming from an Insider or Seaview or XL, because you might not get the best cabin. You might not get a hammock. You might have a metal balcony. There's lots of factors that go into those. So Central Sea Terrace seems to be the best because there's really not a bad one. Yeah. But yeah, just I agree. Keep that in mind. Central Sea Terrace is the most, what's what I'm looking for? Safe. It's the safest bid. Yeah. Because you know that you're getting, and Rockstar obviously is a pretty safe bid as well, obviously. Because you're going to be a rock star. And listen, while some locations are better than others, being a rock star just, I think, for me, makes up for it. So put me on deck 14 in a Brilliant Suite as a rock star. I'm okay. Not my ideal location, but I'm still okay. So yeah, so that's kind of our little bidding PSA. Go check out the bidding podcast, and it can answer a lot of questions. The other question that's been posted a lot this week is terminal times, like embarkation time. Can you change it? Does it change? Are they strict? Do they stick to it? But let's talk about embarkation in general, because there's also a lot going on with traffic right now. So a couple months ago, I want to say it was a couple months ago, maybe at the beginning of this month. Shoot, it feels like a couple months ago. Maybe it was just the beginning of this month. There was a massive delay because traffic was horrendous. So, and it was because there were so many ships in port. Everyone was trying to get out, and they decided to close the tunnel. So, and I don't know if there was an accident. I don't know if that was the time I'm thinking about it. But honestly, from what I've heard from my driver that always picks me up, I love him to death. He was saying that basically the city of Miami is trying different things, which is absurd in my opinion.
And then when they see it doesn't work, they should be just calling it a day and opening it because everyone's just stuck there. So what happens is they keep trying different things. Well, let's shut off this road over here, and then we'll just use the tunnel and see if that changes anything. And then it causes all this backup on the tunnel and that street that goes down almost to Sobe. But they're just basically playing with it, which is awful, instead of just opening up because it's so crazy. And honestly, don't play with it. Just use your brains and look at it and know that that's not going to work. So if you ask me, just open the whole thing up. But the traffic is horrendous. And I guess this weekend, so if you're sailing this weekend, apparently there's some music fest. So know that it's going to be absolutely horrific this weekend as well, because of course there's probably closed down streets and whatnot. And emails have actually already gone out warning people that it's going to be bad this weekend. So know that your ship may be delayed, but also know that if you're staying in town, allow for that time. So one of my agents was actually staying at Sobe, and we were on board. It took her over an hour to get. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was top 100 sailing. It took her over an hour to get to us and get on the ship because the traffic was so bad. So, and I know that there was times like Russ was telling me that people were walking at one point. He's like, you see all these people just taking their luggage because they finally just got out of their cars and just walked with their luggage. And that bridge is rough if you're walking with luggage. Like, it's really high and it goes up and comes down. It's a great walk if you're not schlepping luggage. But if you're schlepping luggage, you're going to be sweating and needing a drink by the time you get there. Many drinks and a whole pizza, probably, honestly. But if that happens, just make sure that you leave yourself some time. Like, you really need to leave yourself some time. So that's first and foremost. Now, the terminal itself is very busy because obviously people think that it's exactly like every other cruise line where you just show up when you want to. I mean, Royal likes to give out times and nobody pays attention to them, and they all show up at 10:30 and they get on the ship. Like, that's literally, I feel like, what happens. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Royal's like, hey, come at 1:30 and nobody cares. By 1:30, if you're not on the ship, it's because you're still on a plane somewhere. It's not because you just decided to wait till 1:30. Like, you're on a ship. I remember, let me tell you the story that the one time I decided to follow the rules because I was like, let me do what they say. So I was getting on board MSC. I was Yacht Club, which I didn't realize at the time that you can just board whenever. It's like Rockstar. It doesn't matter. You don't have to adhere to the time that you pick, right? So I show up. It's 4:30. But it worked to my advantage because my boarding time was like 4:30, which they leave at like 6 or 6:30 or something like that from Miami. I had to go all the way to Miami. Well, it took us forever to get down there in the car. And by the time I got to the thing, I was like, wait a second. I'm the only one that followed the text message that I got that said, hey, lady, stick to your time. So I was like, well, I'll stick to my time then. I'll take my time getting ready this morning. I'll drive down. Like, it was the best. I roll up. Every single person but me. I think they pulled up the gangway after I got on board. They were like, oh, she's here. She's the last idiot that walks on board. Like, she followed the time. So I was dying. So honestly, nobody follows the time, but apparently me. But in Virgin, you have to follow the time because you will stand there. Trust me, you do not want to stand there in those lines. It is probably... I would be more than miserable to stand there in those lines. That's me. Other people are probably fine. I would be so annoyed standing in lines. But basically what they do is they have little signs that say 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30, 2:45, 3. And you have to go to that slot and go in it and stand in it and wait for them to lift the thing for you to go into the terminal. So you stand outside in these lines. So are they strict? Yes. After a certain time, I will tell you, it's empty, and usually they don't follow it. So it's about 3:30 that they tend to loosen the purse strings. That's not what you really say, but you know what I mean. Loosen up a bit and start letting everybody on board a little bit more. Now, I can't say that that's going to happen all the time because obviously things can happen. Like when the computers went down and everyone was standing in line forever. Do you remember that? Like, I'm sure they let nobody in. Like, people probably stood outside for hours waiting for that one group to finally get on board. So things happen, obviously. And then it would be interesting to see. I wonder if they let people stand in line. They probably just let everyone trickle in. That time that I was talking about a couple months ago where the traffic was just so bad they held the ship. they held the ship for like 2 hours, I think, honestly, because the traffic was so bad. But I wonder if they let people just trickle in because no one's there. They're just like, what, whatever, just come in. You made it. Good for you. This is your celebration. Just get on the ship and go have a drink. So but in general, they're usually really, really strict about it. So, the other thing that I would say too is to keep checking on your app. Like, people have said that like a 2:00 or 2:30 will open up and they'll switch their boarding time to earlier. And those aren't bad boarding times, you guys. Like 1:45 is when they start letting rock stars on. They're the first to get on. And then Deep Blue, Splash, and then everyone else gets on. So 2:00, 2:30, 2:15, those are great boarding times. Great boarding times. Anything else with my rant that I just went on?
Well, yeah, but I was going to say with going back in to check on a new boarding time, you have to be careful with that too, because if
Yes.
you let go of the one you have and you have 2:30 and there's only 4:45 left, you cannot get that 2:30 back.
Nope,
So
gone.
just be careful
Kissed
with that
way
too.
goodbye.
Yeah. And people ask too, like if you're sailing in the same cabin as somebody and you get a 2:30 and your husband doesn't check in until 2 days before and he gets 4:45, you go at 2:30. It's per
Yeah.
cabin, not per person. So
Mhm.
whoever has the best boarding time is the one that you're going to board with.
Whoever is the best one.
Yes.
That's awesome. No, it's so true.
Same
And
with Deep Blue
I was just
Extras.
going to say that. Yeah, same with Deep Blue.
So if you have Deep Blue Extras and your friend who's sailing with you does not, you still get to go on together. She doesn't have to wait in the terminal for you while you're sipping cocktails at the dock.
Yeah.
And then they started recently adding priority boarding to the app for Splash of Romance and Deep Blue Extras, but not everyone's app reflects that. So if your app says 4:45 and says Splash of Romance or Deep Blue Extras, you still get to go through the priority line. You don't have to wait until
Don't
your
miss that.
assigned time. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't miss that. That's what you paid for, especially if it's Splash. And
Yeah.
DBE, that's your benefit. So get it. Use it.
Yeah.
Unless you can't because you're doing something else,
Right.
obviously. All right. PSA is done for the day.
Think so.
We should call them public service virgin announcements. Public virgin service announcements. PSVA. PSVA. I like my PSVA, my public service virgin announcement. Okay, moving on to hot topics. Oh my gosh. All right, hot topics. Sandy wants to know, Kelly, why are so many of the Puerto Plata cruises being diverted to Grand Turks? Sandy, actually, Kelly didn't answer, but I'm going to jump in. We honestly really don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. We really don't know. But I know it sucks. So here's what we're going to totally, what's the word I'm looking for? Kibitz with you and totally be sad with you, is that it sucks that it's announced like way too late. Like it should be announced beforehand if that's something that they know. And then offered a change if you want to change it. Like some people want to go to Puerto Plata. I will tell you, Sandy, if you're on one of those cruises and you are going to Grand Turk, it's one of my favorite places. I would hands down choose Grand Turk over Puerto Plata. That's just me. Kelly, how do you feel?
I agree.
I mean,
100%.
Not that I don't love me some DR, but I love me some Grand Turk. Like, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So because of the fact that you could spend nothing in Grand Turk and have the best time ever, because literally off that pier is the beach. And I mean, you could obviously get a lounge chair for $10 or whatever the heck they charge if you want to. So maybe you spend $25 and you have the best day ever, just if you're a beach person. But we've had so much fun in Grand Turk. Like, I mean, think of the things we did. We rented a golf cart and went around and had like the best time on the golf cart. Remember the golf cart in front of us kept backfiring and I would panic. I would like the golf cart in front of us would start and I'd literally like hide in whatever I was wearing because I'm like, it's going. And it'd be like, I mean, it was like the loudest like on the planet. You'd be like, oh, like, and it would scare me every time. until I finally started to get used to it. I'm like, oh gosh. And it was funny. They had 4 people on their golf cart. So 2 of them were in the back and could see us every time. And they would always be like they'd feel bad. And for whatever reason, we were always behind the stupid golf cart.
I know.
So anyways, so we've done that in Grand Turk. What else have we done in Grand Turk? Oh, we did
Catamaran.
the catamaran, which was awesome. We got drunk on rum punch. I don't know how that happened, but and we snorkeled. So the catamaran snorkeled and then beached itself on the beach, and we went in the beach, which is awesome, and drank rum punch and had the best time. And then other times, I think, is that it? Is that all we did there?
We've done the beach. We've done the.
Oh yeah, we went to
Jack Shack.
Jack
Shack.
Jack
right?
Shack. Yes, we've gone there. Yes, we've also
which is at the end of the beach.
Yes. We've also had nachos and watched people do
Margaritaville. Yes.
And we did not take part in the shot, did we?
No.
Maybe we did once.
No,
no.
I
just
think
danced.
So.
Okay.
Don't they do like the syringe, the little squirt
thing?
Yeah. I don't think we did that.
Okay. Wow, something we didn't do. So anyways, that was a whole long answer to poor Sandy's. Not poor Sandy, I should say an answer for me, for a long answer for what you asked. But just to give everyone peace of mind, I guess, that, I love Grand Turk. I think it's great. I think it's a good alternative. But I understand if you were excited about something at Puerto Plata, because of course I'm sure everyone wants to do the waterfalls, which I've done, but wouldn't do again, I will say. But it is a cool experience. So Leanne says, what time are the shows typically? So I can be ready to make dinner reservations when they open up. Thank you.
So I will say that I just recently got an email from Virgin, which they just started doing, or I've just started realizing it on my own personal sailing.
Don't pay attention to it.
That does say on the email, the most shows in the Red Room are start at between 7:30 and 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock and last for about an hour. So you can see there are most shows do have 2 times if they're going to do it in a day. They have 2, and sometimes they do it more than once a sailing.
Yep.
So I would suggest, if you would like to eat dinner early, to do 6:30, 7 o'clock dinner and go to the late show, or go to the 7 o'clock show, 7:30 show, and do a 9 o'clock dinner. So it just depends on whether you like to eat late or early, but usually most shows are twice. Or, they'll happen on Wednesday and Friday, or, 2 different times. So, but yeah, in the email, it has started saying that.
That is cool. And I've not seen that.
And most of the lineup, the bigger shows, do populate when dining opens. So you should be able to see, if there's a show you wanted to see on a certain day, what time that show is before you make your dining.
Yeah, and you can't book any dining shows before boarding. It's like you can't book another Rose and you can't book the ship show ahead of time. All right. Emily would like to know any word from Virgin on when Brilliant Sailings will be added to the app. Emily, there's a thing called Kelly. Virgin time. So we like to call it Virgin time here at Fabulous Adventures. Hopefully they'll start to coin that phrase. I'm sure they will. I have no doubt that Nathan will eventually pick it up and use it as his own, and I'll giggle and say, that was mine. But we like to call it Virgin time. And Virgin time means that it's kind of gets like to the last minute where you finally like realize that, oh, we haven't seen anything. And then all of a sudden, all this gloriousness pops up. And so that's probably what's going to happen, Emily, is that we're all going to get to like a month before and all this gloriousness is going to pop up. So as soon as we see it, of course, we'll post it too and just let everyone know, because I know there's a lot of Brilliant Sailings out there that are hoping to, get the stuff going. We are as well. We're actually on the New York City Mermaiden. So if you're on that, come say hi to us. We're very excited about the New York City Mermaiden, actually.
Yeah, so hopefully the app is up and running by May 5th, because that would be around the time you could start booking excursions, or even earlier if you're a rock star. So hopefully next month end of the month, beginning of May.
Yeah, it should. You're right. That is crazy. Ooh, I wonder what kind of like excursions there'll be. Where are we going again? Bermuda.
Bermuda.
I'm so
Overnight in
excited about.
Bermuda. Yeah.
I've never been. I'm so excited. I'm actually really excited about Bermuda. I've always wanted to go. So, all right. So Kara says, "Hi, Kara. Any word on special guests and programming for celebration voyages?"
I think it's the same answer as the
The
last
same-
one.
Yeah, it is. Virgin,
Virgin
time.
time.
We should go BT. BT. Wait, I'm gonna have a new like cheer. BT. Yeah, Virgin time. I'm willing to bet that that's coming. I'm with you. I'd like to know too. When did we find out last year? I feel like
I was gonna say,
before.
I think it was like 5 days before. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. Yeah. I think it was like 5 days before the sailing is when we finally got.
I mean, if there was a thing that I could say about it, I do feel like I've always said, I'm always honest with you guys, and I'm totally always going to be honest. But I feel like that's the one thing I wish that they would just kind of be ahead of the game on, the things that, everyone really wants to know, so that we can push it too. So like we can say, hey, look at this cool thing that's going to happen. This is coming back on. I mean, I'm sure Kelly's going to cry again during the Galactic presentation.
I will, because I want to see it from the beginning this time.
I know. Oh my gosh. And then we spent the whole week with the astronauts. Like, I think we were like the coolest people ever.
That was
the whole
cool.
week. Yeah, we spent the whole week with the astronauts. Kelly cried during the Galactic presentation. We met Boy George. We stood behind Boy George. Like, I mean, it was like the coolest week ever. Like, we were like true rock stars. And I think we were not in the rock star suite ever. Like, I don't think we were even close to a rock star suite. Were we? We had regular rooms, right?
I think so.
Oh yeah, I think we did.
I don't even remember.
I don't either, but I'm pretty sure we did. So yeah, so Kara, I know you and I, we're all very excited about this, but we got Virgin time going. We'll see if we can sneak some info though. And then Brett has something really funny, which honestly, I don't really know the answer to this. I think I actually take that back. I pretty much do know the answer to it because I've used that stuff way too much. But Brett wants to know, is it 2-ply or 3-ply toilet paper? Because he, I can't even see it. Kelly, do you want to finish it or do I have to finish it?
You go for it.
Oh, thanks. Because Brett chafes easily. Very easily is what he wrote. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go with, I think it's 1-ply. Like, I don't even know. I feel like it's like the thinnest paper on the planet. If we're really going to talk about this, am I right?
Yeah, bring your own if that's.
Yeah, if that's really what you want. Like, if this is a big deal, I think Brett just wants to make me laugh. I don't know. Or us laugh. But if that is a big deal, you might want to, I was going to say Ross, but that's the opposite. You might want to bring a.
I have seen somebody say something about dude wipes or something. I don't know. Oh, if you bring those, don't throw them in the toilet. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, please don't. The toilets break all the time.
Yeah, but I would bring my own if you have issues.
Yeah, seriously. Agreed, because it is very thin. They have to fill the whole ship. Yep. So with that, I'm glad that we could end on toilet paper. That's super fun. But with that, we'll leave you and call us because we'd love to book your cruise.
2 days. You have 2 days left.
You have 2 days to earn yourself some free drinkies, from some free bevies.
Yes. And we are sailing on Sunday. So if you are on board and you see us,
that's what I wanted to talk about before we end. It wasn't just that. There's a funny post. Hold on. I'm going to call this guy out. He probably doesn't watch though. So hold on. Let me see if I can find it. It was hysterical. And we could totally be friends, by the way. That's first and foremost. When I saw this post, I was howling. Paul McLaughlin, I'm calling you out. He says that he's devastated because he cannot get on the Mayan wellness retreat with a shaman. Now, Paul, I feel you in every bit of the way. because Kellers and I are boarding on Sunday. And by the way, if you've not read his post, please go read it. It's hilarious. And again, we could totally 100% be friends. Because the best part of it is when he yells, and of course, it's sold out. Sold out, which is how I feel, which is why I'm dying over this. So I was howling when I was reading it. So I say to Kelly, oh my gosh, we're going on the Western Caribbean. I can't wait. We're going on the Mayan ritual with the shaman. We're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And Kelly's like, she's all excited too. She's like, yeah, we're going to do this. And because Kellers and I wait till the last minute, and because we tell you people what to book, everyone does the stuff that we want to do, right? So we go to book it, which is always last minute. We go to book it and we go, huh, it's sold out. And she goes, what? I go, it's sold out. So I was like, no, because I'm telling you right now, it is the best thing that you can do. If you are not on, it's the Costa Mayan sailing. So go sail the Costa Mayan sailing for this one excursion. It is the best, most magnificent, wonderful excursion on the planet. And book it twice. Book it again. Do it back to back. Don't care how much it is. Don't eat anything for 2 weeks because it only costs $100 per person. Do it twice and have ramen noodles. I'm not kidding you. You will thank me later. It is the best excursion on the planet. Now, Kelly's dying right now because, of course, I've told her it's the best excursion and it is sold out. So I have told her that we are getting up the minute that the captain, which he doesn't say, by the way, it says it in your app. The minute that our app goes, bing, you can now get off in Costa Maya. I am dragging Kelly off the ship. And we are marching to the spa and we are going to be like, we need to do this. And they're going to be like, ma'am, it's sold out. I'm like, I will wait right here until you tell me that someone is not coming and we are doing it. So we will let you know, Paul, if that is a thing that you can just walk up and book it. I have a feeling that it is a thing. So what happened when I did book it the first time around and absolutely fell in love with it was I was so amazed by it that I actually booked a massage right afterwards because the massage was super cheap. It was like $60, I think. I can't remember for how long, maybe 45 minutes. And so I booked a massage right afterwards. I didn't want to end, but I didn't try to ask about the Mayan ritual because we had just did it. So and I assumed it was probably full, but Kelly and I are wandering there. And if that doesn't happen, I'm going to throw myself overboard in a fit of rage and tears because we couldn't get on it. And Kelly's not going to experience. And then what Kelly doesn't understand is going to happen is that we're going to rebook the Costa Mayan trip and book the Mayan ritual immediately so that we can say we did it. Oh my gosh.
I don't think we're going back to Costa Maya I don't think we have any.
No, we're not. We have nothing. That's what I'm saying. That's like what we're going to do. We're going to book it. And here's what I'm telling you. My other PSA, and this is a big one. Listen to me very carefully. Go book the Costa Mayan cruises because that ritual is worth every single penny. Do that there. Book a massage afterwards. Go to Bimini. It's the best cruise ever. You will be all wellnessed up. The wellness will just ooze out of you. You will be well. One with well. Anyways, sorry, I had to call Paul out because that was amazing. We got to tag him in this post so that he can see it because I nearly died. I think I read it like in the morning when I had just woken up and I was laughing so hard because I was like, yes, somebody who understands. Anyways, all right, now we'll leave you because it's time to go because I clearly have taken up way too much time. All right. Are we doing lunch and learn? What are we doing this week? Well, we'll talk about it. We'll be back.
We can, but we might be in the middle of the last day.
Chaos, yeah. So forget it. We're not doing lunch and learn. Love you all so much.
But call us.
Call us so that we can be in chaos and not have to do lunch and learn. Anyways, all right. We will see you all next week. Actually, while we're on board, we'll probably do it on board. And I wonder, Kellers, we talked about doing a takeover. Like, we talked about doing a takeover with the group and have them like determine what we do. Remember that? I don't know if we do it on this one or we do it next cruise, but We'll get back to you on that. We'll have a meeting of the minds and discuss. All right. So we'll leave you with our favorite phrase, which is you float our boat. All right. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Read our